Hello students, how are you? So in the previous video we started the chapter why do we fall ill, and we just discussed about how we can identify the disease, that is the symptoms, or what are the factors that determine better health, what is the difference between disease free and being healthy, very important thing. Okay, this we discussed in the previous video. I told you that being disease free cannot be told as that a person is healthy. A person is said to be healthy only if he or she is physically, mentally, and socially well being. Okay, then we discussed some of the factors that were responsible for the better health, and the factors that was responsible for the better health was, first of all, the economic conditions, as I told you, because of the food, definitely. Then there was public cleanliness and how you behave with your social in your society. So these are the certain factors that determine good health. Then we discussed what are the conditions, what do we need to do ourselves healthy. Then we told you that by having proper food or a balanced diet, by keeping the environment clean, by maintaining personal hygiene. Okay, and in the end we discussed that how can we identify a disease, and in that I told you that it is associated with symptoms, and our body shows certain features or indications with which we can assume that we may be suffering from a disease. We know that different parts of our body perform different functions, so any of the dysfunctionality, okay, or disfigurement in those functions, if they are disturbed, we can say that something is wrong within our body or something has changed in it. This is a symptom of getting a disease. Symptoms just indicate that there is a disease, they do not indicate the exact type of a disease. Okay, so the doctor often look for the signs of a disease in order to find out the exact problem. These signs, unlike the symptoms, are more definite indication of a disease. Sometimes laboratory tests are also done in order to find a disease. Okay, so these were the certain things that we discussed with you in the previous video, and I hope you have watched the previous video. In today's video, let's start what we have to discuss. Types of disease, basically acute and chronic disease. Okay, now what are these? First, acute disease lasts for only a short period of time, whereas chronic disease lasts for a long period of time. Okay, the first and the basic difference between them is on the time period. The acute diseases remain only for a short period of time, and chronic disease lasts for a long period of time. So definitely if chronic diseases are there for long period of time, definitely they will be having a adverse effect on our body, more adverse effect than the acute diseases. See, both the diseases will have effect on our body and health, it is sure, but which one will have the more danger, or you can say severe effect on our body? Definitely the disease which lasts for a long period of time, it will have a more effect on our body. Okay, so the acute disease only lasts for a short period of time, and chronic disease lasts for a long period of time. It is caused randomly, acute disease, whereas chronic disease is caused in due course of time. Acute disease, it does not cause major effect on general health, example cough, dysentery. Chronic diseases, it causes major effect on our health, general health, example elephantiasis, heart disease, and tuberculosis. Now look at the examples of acute disease, cough and common cold. These diseases we catch every month, we can say, or okay, uh, very quickly, and but they also go away very quickly. Okay, for if you say you have cough, then after 2 to 3 days it gets okay. So these are the acute diseases. It does not have major effect on general health, it do have but not major. But as we talk about chronic disease like elephantiasis, okay, in Hindi it is said to be hathi pav. Okay, so it causes major effect on general health because they are not curable very early, or you can say very quickly, they need time to cure. Heart disease, as you all know, the heart diseases are chronic disease. Why? Because they take time to be cured. And similarly TB, tuberculosis. Okay, how chronic diseases affect our health? Next important question. Chronic diseases take relatively a long period of time, hence they are likely to affect our general health as well. They may hinder the growth in children or increase stress in adults. So very important point. The first point we discussed already, that they take relatively long period of time, hence they are likely to affect our general health as well. But what they do, they may hinder the growth in children, means different metabolic activities can be hindered, so the growth in the children, or you can say in the growing phase, it can be affected. Okay, and if that is affected, then the proper growth of organism is also affected, and in adults it leads to increasing of stress. Okay, they can make us feel tired all the time. They can also lead to an increase or decrease in the weight. They can also affect our day to day activities and ability to learn new things. Hence, we can say that they have long term effects on health than acute diseases. Okay, so what was the heading? The heading was how chronic disease affect our health. So these are the certain conditions, or they can say the certain features that tells us that how chronic diseases affect our health. Okay, most important is that they hinder the growth in children and increases stress in adults. Okay, that's why these all the features are due to the above mentioned reason. They make us feel tired all the time, also lead to increase or decrease in weight. Okay, and many of these. Next is what causes disease. Now we know that disease can be caused by two factors. First, it may be internal feature or internal factors, and other it may be external factors also. Okay, now what are the internal factors? Internal factors in our body such as hormonal imbalance, allergic reaction, genetic disorder, malfunctioning of body organs. This I already discussed you, malfunctioning of body organs. I told you if any organ is not working properly or not behaving properly, I gave you a lot of examples. For example, kidney not working properly, okay, lungs not working properly, oxygen is not mixing into the cells properly. So there are many things. So this also indicate that there is any kind of disease. Okay, malfunctioning of body organ, genetic disorders. Okay, these are also this due to the allergic reaction also. Allergic, you all know that some of the people are allergic to certain things, for example dust, smoke, and etc etc. They are allergic to these kinds of substance. So this can also lead to the disease, allergic reaction. And hormonal imbalance, we know our body, there are many hormones inside our body that regulate our functioning with the nervous system. Okay, so there are two kinds of, we say neuroendocrine mechanism. So these endocrine glands which release hormones. Okay, so they target various organs and helps in different processes. If there is an imbalance in those hormones, or release of those hormones, or working of those hormones, then also we can say that there is a disease. Okay, then external factors. What are the external factors? External factors are unhealthy diet, definitely one of the most important reason of catching a disease. Second, disease causing germs, that are bacteria, viruses, and fungi. Pollution in the environment, unhealthy lifestyle. Okay, unhealthy diet and unhealthy lifestyle. Okay, it's very important nowadays. You might be seeing that due to this pandemic COVID-19, the people are really keeping away from the fast food, and that's why they are less tend to cause a disease. Okay, so unhealthy diet and unhealthy lifestyle is major or most important factor in the external factors to which through which disease can be caused. And then disease causing germs, yes, we all know that bacteria, viruses, and fungi, these come in contact our body through various sources, through contaminated food, water, or maybe through a host. Okay, or through a vector also. So and they come into our body and they cause the disease. And then pollution in the environment. Clear, students? Clear, students? So these are the two factors, that are internal and the external factors. Based on the following, there are two broad categories of causes of disease: immediate causes and contributory causes. Let's take a look at them. Immediate causes, these are the actual causes that are responsible for a disease. These causes can be infectious as well as non-infectious. Contributory causes, these are not the direct causes but factors that contribute in causing a disease. Immediate causes, for example bacteria, fungi, viruses, germs, etc. Contributory causes, for example poor diet, unhealthy lifestyle, polluted environment. Okay, now you can have a difference in them. That immediate causes, that if a virus comes to our body, inside our body, fungi comes to inside our body, and it is a disease causing, then it will definitely result in a disease. Okay, so it is an immediate cause. But if we say poor diet, see, if you eat for example fast food for one day, then it does not affect too much, okay. But if you keep continuing that and keep eating continuously the fast food, then it will affect your health, okay. So these are the contributory causes. Immediate causes are the actual causes that are responsible for a disease, and these causes can be infectious as well as non-infectious. And the contributory causes, these are the not direct causes but factors that contribute in causing a disease, okay. Next is congenital and acquired disease. See students, congenital means the diseases that are present since birth, okay. For example, hole in the heart of an infant. An acquired disease, as the name suggests, acquired, it has been acquired through lifetime, or you can say when the birth takes place, after that it has been acquired. So acquired disease occur after birth. Based on their ability to spread from one individual to another, acquired diseases are of two types that will be discussed further, okay. So congenital and acquired diseases. Congenital diseases are present since birth, for example hole in the heart of an infant. And acquired disease occur after birth, and based on their ability to spread from one individual to another, acquired diseases are of two types. Let's discuss those two types. Very important: infectious and non-infectious causes of disease. Infectious causes, these are extrinsic or external disease causing factors. Non-infectious, these are the intrinsic or internal disease causing factors. In infectious, they lead to infectious diseases and can affect the whole community, as they are transferable from one person to another. Very important point in this, that they are transferable from one person to another, so they affect the whole community. Whereas non-infectious, they lead to non-infectious diseases and do not affect the whole community, as they are non-transferable from one person to another, okay. These are the causes: infectious causes and non-infectious causes of diseases. Infectious causes, these are extrinsic or external. Non-infectious causes, they are intrinsic, okay. Infectious causes are very harmful because they can affect the whole community, and non-infectious, they do not affect the whole community, they as they are not transferable from one person to another, okay. Now, difference between infectious and non-infectious diseases. Infectious, or we can say communicable disease, non-infectious or non-communicable disease, okay. They are caused by the attack of pathogens in infectious. In non-infectious or non-communicable, they are not caused by pathogens. The diseases brought about by extrinsic or external factors. The diseases are mostly brought by intrinsic or internal factors. Infectious diseases can pass from diseased person to a healthy person. Non-infectious diseases cannot pass from one person to another. Transmission of infection occurs through direct contact or some medium, that is air, water or vectors. Transmission is absent, however hereditary diseases are transmitted from parent to offspring because they are non-infectious. Community hygiene can reduce the incidence of infectious diseases, and community hygiene is ineffective in reducing the incidence of non-infectious diseases. The example of infectious or communicable diseases: cholera, tuberculosis, pneumonia, chickenpox. An example of non-communicable diseases: high blood pressure, heart disease and cancer. Okay, students, these are very important differences, so go through them again. Okay. Now next is infectious agents. The pathogens or microbes that cause infectious diseases are called as infectious agents. Okay. The pathogens or microbes that cause infectious diseases are called infectious agents. Now let's discuss some of these infectious agents and the diseases caused by them. Viruses, if virus infectious agent, what are the different types of disease that a virus can cause? These are common cold, influenza, dengue fever, AIDS. Bacteria can cause typhoid fever, cholera, tuberculosis, anthrax. Fungi can cause many common infectious diseases. Protozoan like malaria, kala azar, and worms can cause worms, infections, elephantiasis. Okay, so these are the few diseases that infectious agent can cause, and that can be caused by the infectious agent. Okay, students. So we'll continue this chapter in the next video now. Okay, so you keep studying till then and keep making the notes of the chapters that is being taught to you. Okay, and stay inside your house, take care of yourselves. Thank you and have a nice day.